In today's video, I'm going to show you how I came up with this. Alright, so let's take a look at how I came up with this solo. So first of all, we need to know the chords that were played so you can understand how I came up with the ideas. So the chord progression was F sharp minor, E major, D major, and E major. And then the second time round, it's the same thing again, F sharp minor, E major, D major, but the last chord changes and we're going to play a C sharp 7. And C sharp 7 is a secondary dominant chord, which opens up some cool possibilities for us with our soloing. So we're playing in F sharp minor, and the beginning of the solo is just a basic minor pentatonic lick, which establishes the key of the solo. It's best to kind of keep it simple at the start so people know the key, and then you can add your funny business afterwards, and that makes the solo sound more interesting and engaging. So then I just did these two little double stops, they're thirds. And then I did a little blues lick where I just added the blues note in, and it just adds a cool sound to your solos if you can add that blues note in. Then what I was doing is I played the 6th fret of the G string, which is played over our F sharp minor chord, and it's the 5th of our F sharp minor. So I'm just highlighting a chord tone here, the 5th. Then I play the 9th fret of the G string, which is an E, which is played over the E major chord. So I'm again highlighting another chord tone, but this time the root. And then I played this cool little lick. So let me break that down for you. We played over a D, and then our F sharp, our C sharp 7 chord. So over the D, I just played this, which is just a breakdown of the Lydian scale, the D Lydian scale, but in a different order. Then over the C sharp 7, the cool thing about this not being in the key is I can play a multitude of scales over the top. This time I decided to play the C sharp altered scale, and I played like a descending lick in the C sharp altered scale. I'm not going to go into too much detail on the altered scale here because I've done a video all on it that you can check out in that top corner up there. So Lydian on the way up, D Lydian, C sharp altered on the way back. And that's just based on the chords that we're playing. So we're playing a D major, which is chord number 4. So of course we're going to play D Lydian over the top. And then C sharp 7, we've got a few options because the C sharp 7 itself is not in the key. Then what we're doing is we're playing 6ths. So we go. And again, these 6 are just highlighting chord tones in the chords in the chord progression. So first of all, we've got an F sharp minor. So we're highlighting the 5th and the 3rd with a 6th interval. Then we've got an E major, so we're highlighting the 5th and 3rd of that as well. 5th, 3rd. Then we've got the D major, highlighting the 5th and 3rd of that as well. Then we're playing another double stop, which doesn't really highlight all of the chord tones. We've got the root, and we've got the 6th of the D major, which is not in the chord, but it sounds cool anyway. And then we've got this over the E major, so that's highlighting the 3rd and the root note of the E major chord. Then I do this little lick, which I can't give you an explanation on because I did it because it sounded cool. Then we move to this little lick. So what I did here is I moved up the F sharp minor scale. When I got to the 5th of the scale, I slid in with a little grace note from the 8th fret to the 9th fret. So whenever you play your 5th in your scale, I find it really cool to add this little grace note in from the fret below and just slide into your 5th. I think it sounds really nice to do that. Just adds like a really cool articulation to your solo, makes it sound a bit more pro. So yeah, we're sliding in, then we're descending again, and then we're playing these double stops. So these double stops are really cool. You can do them in lots of different places. And what we're doing is we're just barring 2 strings at the same fret, and then hammering on 2 frets higher on the lower string. So I'm barring the D and G strings here at the 9th fret. And what you can do is hammer on the 11th fret of the D string, and then pull off again, or play again without your ring finger on. And that sounds cool. Then to finish up the solo, we have this little lick. Now what I was doing here is playing an A major pentatonic or F sharp minor pentatonic lick. And then after that I'm playing an F sharp minor arpeggio. But wait, we've got a major 7th here instead of a minor 7, and that's because we're playing it over the C sharp 7 chord. That C sharp 7 has an F, which is the major 7 of our F sharp. So we're actually playing an F sharp minor major 7 arpeggio here. And then I finish up by just playing a couple more notes in the F sharp minor scale. Playing the F again instead of an E. Hitting our 5th and then finishing up on the root note. So that's kind of how I came up with this solo. Hopefully it's given you some ideas of your own, given you some tips for writing over some chord changes. And if it has helped you out, please click like and subscribe to my channel. Let me know what you thought in the comments, and let me know what you want to see in future videos in the comments also. In my Patreon page, which is linked in the description, you've got the backing track and a full guitar tab for this solo if you want to fully learn it. And I'll see you in the next video.